So when you're conducting research, generally, just like we have different ways of seeing the world, that also impacts the way that we carry out research. And so this isn't necessarily rules for the way in which you conduct research, but it's more approaches that you have about research and science and knowledge and a lot of philosophical concepts that kind of are going to influence the way that you do research. And so as you look through some of the different paradigms, then ask yourself where you tend to fall, because more than likely this is going to influence the way that you want to carry out your own research. There's no right or wrong here. There's just simply different ways of seeing it. So just make sure first to understand the basic concept of paradigms and the meaning of the concept of paradigm and how it influences the way we see the world. This classic example, which many of you have seen, basically means that, again, we could be looking at the same exact thing, but we're looking at it from different angles, which, again, from a research perspective is great, because then it means we probably will have a much better understanding if we're coming at it from different angles. So these are the 5 ones that we'll talk about here. The book kind of focuses on these first 4 or 5, and then the pragmatism kind of is as added in. So rather than going into detail in these, what I'm going to do is just basically let you look through the information on the slides and in the book. You will be asked to make sure that you can connect the certain examples of research with the viewpoint of these. And so as you're looking through this, kind of ask yourself, what types of research would you see fitting and would you not see fitting into these different paradigms? Where do you see yourself falling? Even from the way that you see the world, just the general approach you take is still going to differ. So again, this isn't an exclusive list. It just means that you may be, there's, from those paradigms that we looked at, there may be certain ones that connect more to the way, just the style, I guess, you're going to have. And so, for example, the style that I've had in the research that I've worked with is called participatory action research, which is basically saying that we're going to work with the participants to do research with them, not on them, not for them, but they're going to actually be part of the research team and be making those decisions side by side with us. That may differ a little bit from feminist research, which is more focused on issues of social differences and the outsider and kind of identifying that, and critical theory, which may be looking a lot at discrimination and power and structure. So this is just kind of your personal style. You may or may not find that you fit into any of these at all. So this is really more than to draw attention to, I guess, some of the not as common styles of research, the ones that probably smaller groups of people participate in these styles, but we want to make sure that we don't exclude them, and that we draw attention to the many unique ways in which different research styles can also be factored in to the research process. So I gave you a presentation, a research presentation that was recorded online. So this is going to be not just a good resource to look at for your own research presentation recording, but this is a good chance to stop and see if you actually get what we've talked about so far in this section. And so watch the video and look at some of the information, see if you can identify some of this, and then kind of share your thoughts about that. So